Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first plenary session at SCCS-Bengaluru 2022. We are very excited to have Dr. C. Madegowda here with us today, and I invite Dr. Ankila Hiremat to please introduce him.
Thank you. It is both a great pleasure and an honor to introduce Dr. C. Madegowda this morning. Dr. Madegowda is from the Biligiri Rangan Hills in Karnataka, southern India. He has a master's degree in social work, a postgraduate diploma in production management, and a PhD in social work. He works with the Ashoka Trust for Research in Ecology and the Environment, ATRE, as a senior research associate, and is also coordinator at the Community Conservation Center in the BR Hills. Apart from that, he is secretary of the community-based organization, the Zilla Budakattu Girijan Abhivruddhi Sangha, Chamarajnagar. Dr. Madegowda has over 20 years of experience working with indigenous tribal people and biodiversity conservation in Karnataka. His research interests include tribal development, traditional knowledge, policy, political ecology, education, health, culture, biodiversity conservation, and indigenous languages. His work over the years has included participatory resource monitoring and sustainable harvesting of non-timber forest produce, mapping of culturally sacred sites, community-based conservation, and empowering indigenous communities to obtain land and conservation rights and community forest rights under the Forest Rights Act of 2006. Apart from this, Dr. Madegowda works with Adavi, an initiative that works for the value addition and marketing of non-timber forest produce. He is also the vice president of the Large Area Multipurpose Society, or LAMPS societies, at BR Hills, a member of the district level Forest Rights Committee and ST Welfare Committee, Chamarajnagar district, and the secretary of 2 NTFP processing sanghas for Adavi products in Chamarajnagar district. Dr. Madegowda is held in great regard amongst the Soliga community in the BR Hills, as well as the larger region, for all the work he has done. And he is a valued collaborator and colleague for many, myself included, who have had their understanding and perspectives on conservation enriched by the integration of local knowledge and practice, as I think you will appreciate from his talk this morning also. So with that, I hand it over to Dr. Madegowda to begin his talk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, madam, for introducing me. I would like good morning to all. I would like to thank the organizer for the invitation, also given me an opportunity to share my experience from the last 20 years. I'm working in the field and policy related level. I think in India we have many tribal communities are living in the forest landscape, and they are considering the forest area many years in the forest area. So today I'm sharing some of the experience on working in HETRI, Ashoka Trust for Research, Ecology, and Environment, and also with my community people from the many years. I think indigenous communities, I think all over India or in all over the world, they are involved in the biodiversity conservation, and also they have the rights over the resources the many years. Today, I think in India we have several tribal communities we call, and also we have different names for each classified as Adivasis or Girijanas and Mulanivasis or the indigenous communities. So these are the terms used by the scientifically or some of the communities when they're writing the Adivasi communities. I think most of the Adivasi communities are in India, they are living the 15% of the geological forest areas. I think in India, we have to understand the Adivasi communities or several tribal communities. They're spread out all over India, and there are 705 several tribal groups and spread in different forest area. They are living in the reserve forest area, wildlife sanctuaries, tiger reserves, national parks, community resource. So these are the area Adivasi communities living there. And also we among the 705 Adivasi communities, and also we have 75 particular vulnerable tribal groups. Are also they are pre-agriculture condition and lack of education, lack of health facilities. So still people are living then depending on the forest resource. So most of the people are Adivasi communities or tribal communities are living the inside the forest area and also periphery of the forest area. And also tribal lifestyle. I think when we understanding the indigenous knowledge in conservation, I think we have to know they are the communities or indigenous communities are real conservationists. But we are not acknowledging the Adivasi communities. I think many research we conduct or many researchers come to the Adivasi area, they're collecting all the data or information and produce the publication. When they, I think some of the very few people will acknowledge the Adivasi communities because they are giving the knowledge and they have the knowledge. And also I think in the Adivasi community, they are very sentiment with the forest. So the culturally sentiment, they worship stone, water, animals, wildlife. So all the animals, the Adivasi communities also are speaking in the area. I think if you take time presenting the case study of the BRT tiger reserve in Chamraj district, I think in Karnataka we have 50 sub-tribal groups are living there. Out of that, around 12 forest-based community like Soliga, Jain Kurba, Betta Kurba communities are living in the Western Ghatta forest area in the tiger reserves, and also wildlife sanctuaries, national parks they are living. And I think I am presenting the specific case on the Soliga indigenous communities living in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. And so basically in the BRT Tiger Reserve and Malay Madesh Wildlife Sanctuary, Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary, and Bandipura Tiger Reserve of the Chamraj district. I think if you take the historically, we have to understand the Adivasi communities. I think when we treating the Adivasi community in different level, so people are from outside or civil society, people think that these people are destroying the forest, they are encroaching forests, like that they are saying. But we, the Adivasi communities, are the indigenous communities of this landscape, and we have history. I think everybody should understand the history of the Adivasi community, history of the forest landscape. I think in Megalithic burial site we found in BRT. So during the Patera, Adivasi communities are, Soliga communities are living in this landscape. And also the Adivasi Soliga communities doing the, before 1972, they were doing shifting cultivation, remove the bushes and cultivating agriculture crops, and the fertility go down, and people move to the new places. So for the new identify new places and shifting that. When we shifting the forest area to identify the new agriculture place, and we have rituals to identify the area also. Let's say traditionally we have to do earlier days. And also Soliga we have very cultural relationship with the forest, and like social aspects, and even the conservation also. I think Soliga are involved in conservation by traditional method, not scientific method. I think we say the scientific method. But without disturbing the forest, without affecting the, giving any trouble to the forest, that is, we can say the conservation. I think Soliga have very, all the rituals, marriage, festivals, songs linked to the forest also. I think for the indigenous community and also for our Soliga community, the forest play the very important role in tribal economy. So we get a lot of tubers, honeys, green leaves, seed, mushrooms, bamboo shoot. So all these products is available in the forest area. That is all different season. So we collect and use for our consumption. Our Adivasi communities, not only the Soliga, other part of the India also people are using. So it's forest playing a very important role in tribal economy. And also the Soliga worship nature. So we have a symbiotic relationship with the nature. So we worship all the tree species, even the wildlife. And also we have knowledge. So Soliga have the knowledge about the flora and fauna. So that knowledge is generating, passing from elder generation to the younger generation. That is still going on now in our area. I think also we have Adivasi communities or Soliga communities in the forest landscape, we are depending on the non-timber forest product, the minor forest product collection. So majorly honey, lichens, amla, soap nuts, soapberry, all the products. I think ATRI also conduct a lot of research under Akshidap Shetty and Nitin Rai and Kaila Madam. So they also mentioned that there are 50 to 60% of income from the non-timber forest product. So, and also today I'm now more focusing on conservation knowledge among Soliga people, how the conservation knowledge are playing in the forest landscape, how the people are conserving the forest in the forest area. Like we worship trees. So like a Nerale Mara, Sazieb Kimini, the tree worshipped by the community, the sacred tree for us. So this is the culture. So we worship the trees. And also not only the Jamun tree, we worship Michaelia Champaka, Sampige Mara, Tare Mara tree, Talameria Bellerica, Mustaka, Mango, wild mango, all the trees are worshipped. And also we have kept our god and goddess under the tree. So that's why we call the sacred for us. So these are sentiment relations with the tree and the Soliga communities. And also we worship not only the trees available and worshiping the god, and also we worship the consumption product. I think I mentioned the tubers, honey, fruits, green leaves are collected from the forest area. So when we go to the forest area before harvesting, for example, honey, we do the pujas, the rituals. So we do the rituals, and then we do the pujas, then we climb the tree. So before we climb the tree, we do salute the trees, do the namaskara. So then we climb the tree and we harvest the honey and then bring back down and throw it some of the honey portion to the forest. So it will not only the different animals also will depend on the honey, like ants, birds, and bears also depend on that. So we have tradition that if you directly eat some devil spirit will be there, we will face the consequences. But traditionally that helping the wildlife also, insects and birds. So that's the tradition we have. So before eating any product collected from the forest area, we throw it in the forest area. So that are some of the insect birds also depend on that. So that way we are doing conservation. So that is a way of life. And also we worship non-timber forest product. I think I mentioned different forest products are collected from the forest, and before harvesting for the amla, lichen, honey, or tree moss, so we do pujas. You can see them in the picture. So we are doing the tree pujas before harvesting lichen, and that is a tradition we have. So every product we do pujas, then we climb the tree and come back, and again we salute the tree. So that is the sentiment we have in Soliga communities. Festival called we celebrate Gorukana songs and Aduke songs also. And during the festival, we pray the God, say that this year should be good rain, the forest should be healthy, the animal should be good. So this is and also these are the knowledge we worship when the God passes on the person, our priest, and we ask the God for priest to bless the forest, bless the husk. So that is the sentiment we are. Not only we are asking the blessing from God for us, or the Soliga community, and also we are asking the blessing for the forest. The forest is good, we are good. Our health will be good. And also we during the Roti Abbas harvesting festival, we sang the Goru Kannada songs and Gorukana songs. So the Gorukana means Goru Goruka Gorukana. The sound from the blowing from the forest area, in the forest, in the evergreen forest area. Kana is the evergreen forest in Soliga language. We call Guru Guru Ko Guru Kana, 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 Dodda Sampage Nanodeya, Dodda Sampage Nanodeya, Katu Kapadi Madagunaya, Katu Kapadi Madagunaya, Guru Guru Ko Guru Kana, Guru Guru Ko Guru Kana. This is the song we sing about the God and forest, the sound from the evergreen forest. And also we have another meaning called Gorukana, spider, our Soliga language. When spider weaving make it sounds gur. So that's called Gorukana. And also our dance also looking like going around there. So this is traditionally we have songs. And also we have songs about the birds, flowers. So how there is a relationship with the forest and traditional knowledge. I think we sing about the songs about the flowers. Nelli kadurura nelliuve, nelli kadurura nelliuve, eva maleka jallandeyo, eva maleka jallandeyo, guru guru ko guru kana, guru guru ko guru kana. This is about the birds. We sing about the flowers. So different flowers we sing songs. And also we have songs about the god and goddesses. Dodda sampage nannodeya, dodda sampage nannodeya, katu kapadi madagunaya, katu kapadi madagunaya, guru guru ko guru kana, guru guru ko guru kana. So this is about the Shiva, Michaelia Champaka tree we worship. So we have sung about the god also, goddesses also, and also we sang about the tiger and leopard, bison. Also we have different songs. We singing in the songs. So how this relationship with the wildlife? So that is inbuilt within our Soliga community. Like Ebula Baravo, Madaya Kirbana Sungaravo, Ebula Baravo, Madaya Kirbana Sungaravo, Ebuli Hirdu, Kirbuli Madi, Ebula Baravo, Madaya Kirbana Sungaravo. In these songs, we sing about the songs about tiger and leopard, and also relationship with Madeshwara. And also we have songs about the birds. So we have in forest area, we have different birds. We have singing songs in birds also. Manna tege tege, manna ki mama, harulu kadella, manna ki godo, manna tege tege, manna ki mama, neri kadella, manna ki godo, manna tege tege, manna ki mama. So this is about the birds. So how the birds are nesting the different tree species. So this also songs we sing. And also we have songs about the firewood and tree species. Guru Guru ko Guru kana, Guru Guru ko Guru kana, Matiya Saude Guru kana, Matiya Saude Guru kana, Guru Guru ko Guru kana, Guru Guru ko Guru kana, Neriya Saude Guru kana, Guru Guru ko Guru kana. So this is traditionally we identify the tree species like a matti, and also we sing about the Jasium cumini here. So these are the tree species available in the forest area. So we identify different tree species. This is a thing about the trees also. And also we have singing songs on the what are the food product we eat, our daily consumption. Like for example, we sing a song about the green leaves like a sopo. Karavadi sopa kuidutini summa sumane nindunava sandeka gati illavalo sandeka gati illavalo summa sumane nindunava. So this is when we go to the forest area, people sing the songs and harvest the green leaves. So this also we have songs. And also I think we have songs about the everything. What are the tree species available in the forest area? What are the wildlife available in the area? So we sing about these songs. So that is the culture we have. So Adivasi community and also Suli community having the culturally very relationship. I think we have songs about the honeybees. So we have 4 types of bees. So we sing about the Gorukana. Annane kembare bereyali jenade, annane kembare bereyali jenade, annane muru malada mundu sute, annane muru malada mundu sute, annane kembare bereyali jenade, annane kembare bereyali jenade, Annane Karadi Baba Bandavane, Annane Karadi Baba Bandavane, Annane Nodi Kuyelo Jenalla. So this is about the songs when we climbing harvesting honeys. We sing about the songs when the bear coming under the rock. We have to throw it some of the honey portion to the bear. So this is the songs. We whenever harvesting honey, we throw it some portion to the bear and birds also. So they also depend on that. So we share the resource with each other. And also we have songs about the wild animals, and also we have different songs on nature, and also we have kaggas, we have praying the god and goddesses. Traditionally we do the festival time. I think through this, through the knowledge, we know how to conserve the forest area. We know each bird species or tree species to understand each other. So we have to respect the wildlife and the wildlife. So, and also we worship the animal should be healthy, the forest should be healthy. So during the festival, and also not only the traditional songs and festivals, and also we worship wild animals. So among Soliga, we worship elephant, as a Ane Devaru, and also we worship bison, as a Kati Devaru we worship, and also we worship bear, the Karadi Devaru, and also we worship tiger as a tiger god, Ulivirappa. Snakes also we worship, Nagappa, and wild boar, and the Devaru. So these all the animals belong to different clans, groups among Soligas. We have 6 clans among Soligas. Each animal belongs to different clan and they worship. And we have sung about the animal. So this is a sacred for us. So not only looking at the trees also, and the wild animal also were sacred for us. So we can see the left side, there's a tiger worshipping by the community or a priest. And also, I think when we look into the conservation point of view, I think Soliga communities or Adivasi communities are managing the landscape for centuries. They know how to live with the forest and they know how to manage the forest. Earlier I think in the 1974, before that, I think before Wildlife Protection Act came. So earlier we used to do litter fire, and through that we used to manage forest management. So during the January and February, we used to burn the forest. So it will go to only the ground fire, not canopy fire. So now earlier days, I think when the Wildlife Protection Act came and everything is banned now, in even BRT, Bandipur Tiger Reserve, and Malle Madeshwara, Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary. So now that practice has stopped now. So earlier is using the ground fire, and it won't spread the canopy fire. Now I think you can see all the forest area in the BRT or Bandipur everywhere, with a lot of lantana. So if fire happen, I think entire forest will burn. So now people are understand the policies, the government policies, and also I think now we through the Hatry, I think Dr. Shetty, under their leadership, are also involved in the sacred sites worship mapping work. I think initially we had an interaction with our community, and people also said that they are managing the forest landscape for centuries. So that's why the forest looks healthy. So then we started doing the mapping to the, you can see the Adivasi communities are worshipping the god. So, and also Maramas, like goddesses, and also Virus, like heroes of the forest, like big rocks in the forest area. And also ancestor temple we call Kalugudi. And also we worship Abbi, the waterfall. So you can see the photos in there. And also we worship burial ground, Saggas. These are the 6 important sacred sites worshipped by the community in the BRT Tiger Reserve. And I think we did the mapping. I think we have around 489 sacred sites mapped in the 574 square kilometer area. So in each kilometer, you'll find one god and goddesses. So that is the sentiment we have. So forest is sacred for us. So this is the way we worship. And also we have 6 clans among Soliga. We worship all the 6 sacred sites also belong to each clan groups. This is the map produced under the sacred site map. I think through this, I think we use the getting the rights. This map as evidence, we use this also. And also we have the stories of the key site. So how the site came, what are the stories are there, how are worshipping there. So these are the sacred site we have. And also during that also we did, I think, Nitin Rai and me also, we did a lot of work on the, with our Soliga community on the vegetation. I think many people understand the Adivasi community and local community don't have the knowledge, and that is the presidious of the outside community or civil society community. But the Adivasi community are the real conservationists, and they know the how to identify the area. So through that also we map the, I think in BRT we have 6 types of forest, scrub, evergreen, marsh deciduous forest, all these types of forest. But when we interact with our community, our elders, and we have 22 types of forest identified. So based on the vegetation, based on the landscape, so each area will be different. So like a Matta Kado, Gudda Kado, for example, I'm saying Alla Kado, so Ulutoti Kado, Bore Kado, Matta Kado. They like this based on the vegetation, so people are classified. So they Soligas have depth knowledge on the forest. I think now I am focusing more on the rights. I think Adivasi communities are living in the forest landscape, and they have the rights over the forest sanctuary, rights over the resource for centuries. And also during the, I think during the king's periods, emperor time, so Adivasi communities are allowed to harvest the resource and live in the forest area. Not much restriction put to the Adivasi communities. I think when the British came and they put a lot of restriction to the Adivasi community using the forest resource and forest products. And also I think the forest department also started 1864. Why I'm saying this one? I think this is started almost 160 years. So we are, Adivasi communities are conserving the forest, and the local communities are also involved in the conservation of forest for centuries. That is why the forest is now you can see. So that is why I put the forest department started newly, and now they are involved in conservation. So under the Forest Site Act, I think Government of India brought the Forest Site Act 2006. In the preamble itself, it's mentioned that historical injustice done to the Adivasi communities. And also in the preamble, second point mentioned that we have to involve the local community in their conservation. I think, see, after 75 years also, we don't have the rights over the forest. We don't have the rights in the Adivasi community, don't have the rights in the forest landscape. Whenever they decline tiger reserve or tiger reserves or national parks, Adivasi community going to be displaced. They never asking the Adivasi community rights. I think this is the hack came and is a very good opportunity for the Adivasi communities, for our Soli communities also. So under the Forest Site Act, there is a individual land rights, community forest rights, conservation rights, basic facility rights, and forest villages and monitoring. So these are the rights we have. I think we in Chamarajanagar district, we started working on the Forest Site Act with HETRI, VGKK, collaboratively on Jilla Budukata Sangha and Taluka Sangha jointly. And we organize the meetings at the Podu level, and also we organize the form the forest site committees, and also given the awareness. And also we HETRI published the booklet on Kannada under the leadership of Dr. Siddha Shetty, and we distribute the committee the free booklet. And also we play for we conduct the Grama Sabha meeting, and we pass the Grama Sabha resolution. So I think 2008 we applied for the land rights and the community forest rights, and I think Forest Department always put the objection saying that under the Wildlife Protection Act, the NTFP collection was done, and we can't give the rights to the Adivasi communities. So these are the argument went on a very long process of I think 3-4 years, and the community we put the pressure to the political party and also bureaucracy. So frequently we visited and interacted with them, and I think in 2010 we got the land rights for the first time. 1,519 households received the land rights in the Bayati Tiger Reserve, and also Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary, Bandipura Tiger Reserve, and Marlemadesha Wildlife Sanctuary. I think in between that, I think the BRT Wildlife Sanctuary declared as a tiger reserve in 2011. And again, the forest department said that we can't give the rights to the community. So Adivasi community, we did a lot of protests and given the opposite. We want to continue the wildlife sanctuary only, because when they declare tiger reserve, Adivasi community going to be displaced. It's not only happening in BRT. I think it's happening in entire in India. I think we have in 53 tiger reserve. So most of the places are Adivasi communities are living. So everybody is facing same problem. And also, I think we put a lot of effort to get the rights for the land rights, and also we community forest rights. I think in 2011, after tiger reserve also, I think the forest department also maybe understand the local community perspective, and also they want to support it. I think in 2011 we got the community forest rights in the BRT tiger for 25 Grama Sabhas. The first, I think in India, the first tiger reserve received the community forest rights and land rights. And also we got the community forest rights like for the Malayamarsh Wildlife Sanctuary and Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary. So under the community forest rights, we got the minor forest producers collection rights and also fishing and grazing rights. And also traditionally we are conserving the forest. So we don't have a legal to manage the forest. I think under this act, there's a provision for us to protection, regeneration, conservation, manage the forest. That rights also we got. And also we got the intercultural and property rights. So we have knowledge about the resource. We know which plant are using for the medicine, which are the resources available, we know. So that rights also we got. And also worshipping there are 408 sacred sites. So this also we got to go to the forest area, worship the sacred sites. I think these the individual land rights we in 3-4 protected area received by the Solika community in Chamara district. There are 2,050 households received the land rights, around 3,270 acres. This is the land rights received not from the farm. I think many people are understanding that the people are encroaching and people are getting the forest, destroying the forest. This is the cultivated by us. So this land were cultivated for 100 years. So same land, whatever the position we have, that land we got. We got only half acre, 1 acre, maximum 2 acre, not more than that. And also we got the community forest right in the BRT Tiger Reserve. We are 48 Grama Sabha received the community forest right, and Malayamarsh Wildlife Sanctuary 25 Grama Sabhas also received the community forest right, and Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary 4 Grama Sabhas received the community forest right. And Bandipura Tiger Reserve, we have Adivasi communities are around 33 settlement. We applied 22 Grama Sabha apply for the community forest right. Still is pending, and forest department is arguing, saying that this is a tiger reserve because this was declared in 1974, so we can't give the rights. That is still argument going there. But under the act, it's mentioned clearly the tiger reserve, national park, wildlife sanctuary, community reserve right should be settled. I think in between that, I think in BRT, this NTP collection was banned in 2006. And people were started migrating outside for the employment. People are faced the economic crisis. So during that time, I think when the Forest Act came, also HETRI under the leadership of Dr. Nitin Raish, we organized the workshop for our Soliga community and prepare the Biligiri community-based conservation plan. So we identify the 3 components. One is the conservation. So in the conservation, we identify a number of threats. So our community, we make into 3 groups, and 1 group take on the conservation issue. So we identify the conservation threat like a forest fire, maybe lantana camera, maybe tourism, plastic. These are the problems. Poachers, these are the problems, and we identify the problems, and we identify the solution also. And also we look into the livelihood, second point, and Adivasi around 12,000 Soligas are living in this landscape. And we identify what are the livelihood opportunities like NKPs, wage laborers, so improve the income of the community. So we identify the solution also. And also management to manage the forest area. I think under the Forest Act, there is a committee to management of the resources. So we prepare how to manage, when should we come together, and we have to conduct the meeting and the fire department and NGO should also be involved in the committee. These are the points we did. I think we prepared the plan and we given to the fire department, and they are not accepting it because this is the plan prepared by the community. I think we are pushing it, and we want to include our plan in their management plan. And I think now I'm coming to the end of the presentation. I think in 2011, the BRT was declared a tiger reserve. So that time, tiger population was, according to Forest Department, 25. I think in 2010, the tiger population was 35. So in 2014, the tiger population was 69. So the tiger number has increased in the same landscape. And also, so we have around 60 settlements, around 12,000 Soliga communities are living in the same landscape. And tiger population also increasing, and tiger number also increasing. So there is no problem. We know the behavior of the tiger. Tiger know the behavior of us. So there is a coexistence. It's possible in the BRT Tiger Reserve. And also, I think, see, when we involve the local community in the conservation, we know we respect the tiger. We respect the wildlife. We respect the trees. So that is the conservation we have. I think in all the tiger reserves, I think community should be allowed to live in the forest area because they understand each other. We know the behavior of the tiger. Tiger know our behavior. We understanding each other's. We using the same space, same forest area. So that way, I think, the traditional knowledge or indigenous knowledge are communities and knowledge are using for conservation. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Madegowda. It was a very fresh and much required perspective from the indigenous community that you bring to us and our participants on conservation, especially in the Indian context. We will wait for questions, and I will read them out to you. While we wait for questions to come in from Slack, I just wanted to quickly also thank Dr. N.S. Prashant, who has facilitated this talk. He's from the Institute of Public Health. Before I forget to thank him, I thought we'll do that. So here's the first question, Dr. Madegowda. What is your opinion by Soumyadeep Pal? What is your opinion about the advancement of the Adivasi community? Should they be allowed to live inside the forest and use the development outside forest life?
I think the Adivasi community should be allowed to live in the forest area because we are conservationists. And if, for example, I can give the one example saying that if you remove all the Adivasi community to the outside forest area, and if the forest fire happen, some poacher will come. Nobody will inform the forest department. Who will inform that? So now forest department are outsider there from the Belgaum. For example, if you take Karnataka, the forest department official from the Belgaum they don't know anything about the forest landscape. If something happen, we will conserve the forest area. Any technique is there, any method is there. I think I'm coming from outside of the. I think now from the forest area. So now from the forest area. So I think the government should provide quality of education. We don't have quality of education. If we provide the quality education and employment opportunities, so then automatically the community will go out. Some of the elder educated people go and get the employment. Some elder people will be there. The people will come on once in a while.
Thank you, Madegowda. We just wait for more questions. I have a question while we wait for questions to come in. My question is, and I think I'll stop my video because it seems my internet is unstable. My question is that in all your struggles as indigenous communities to obtain rights, do you think it is possible? Do you think in the future, does it hold that Adivasi communities will be able to collaborate hand in hand with the forest department and work together for conservation?
Yes, sir. 100% we can. I think we are always open to us. We are all open to even the forest department and who are there, some researchers come. We are open to everybody, so we can collaborate and we can work. I think our Adivasi community interest also to be conserve the forest area because we are living in the forest area and we are using the resource. So we want to conserve. That is our first thing.
Thank you. We have another question from Malaika. What is your opinion about the proposed Hills Tiger Reserve?
I think we already did protest from the Jilla Budukat Abhiruddhi Sangha. I'm the secretary of the Sangha. I think we are on 56 settlement in that forest landscape. Around 15,000 Soliga communities are living there. And if they declare Tiger Reserve, the community going to be displaced. I think it is happening in all over India. I think in the community going to be displaced. So that's why we did the protest also in Chamaranagar. We don't want the Tiger Reserve declaration. We want the wildlife sanctuaries. So the wildlife we can conserve the forest land now. So no need to be. I think they'll get a lot of fund for the department. Not for. I think we are when they declare the Tiger Reserve in the Hills, the people will face the basic facilities, and they're going to face the displacement. I think we are facing in the BRT also. We don't have some of the people villages. We don't get the drinking water. We can't protect our houses. We don't have a road also. This is the problem we are facing still today. The same problem will happen in the MMLs also. You can see, for example, I given the Bandipura Tiger Reserve. The 1974 declared the Tiger Reserve. Now 33 communities, our villages are in the periphery of the forest area. Their rights were not settled. The same thing will happen in the MMLs also.
Thank you. We have many questions coming in now. I think Prashant's question last. Madhura says, nice to hear your voice after very long. The detailed perspective you give is very important and much needed. What are your current thoughts on the situation of the spread and establishment of lantana? Are the Solinga people accepting it as a new ecosystem and adapting their ways of living to its permanent existence there?
I think, thank you, Madhura. I think we traditionally say litter fire is very good for management of the forest, but under the policy it is not possible. I think even the scientists also not accepting us our traditional methods. I think we have to manage with the ecosystem. We have to living with lantana camera only. So there is no alternative for us.
Thank you. Niranjan says, great to see you again, Dr. Madegowda. It was lovely to see your presentation. In your experience, have you made any observations on the role of languages, especially those spoken by smaller communities and the link to biodiversity conservation of language?
I think language is playing a very important role to identify the indigenous community. And when our language is there, we have document all the maybe birds or tree species or butterflies. Through the language only we can conserve, and also through the language only we can sing the songs. The knowledge can be transferred to the younger generation, our children, those who are going formal education. So we have to conserve our language, and then only we can conserve the forest also. So there is an interrelationship with the knowledge and conservation and culture and lifestyle.
Thank you. Prashant asks, is BRS and the Soliga community an exception in participatory conservation, or do you think this can happen anywhere? Do you have any messages or thoughts to share to other tiger reserves and other communities?
I think that can be possible, not only in the BRT. I think in anywhere in India, so Adivasi community, they know the forest landscape, but they understand the forest landscape. I think every Adivasi community have the interest to conserve the forest area because our livelihoods depend on that. So that can be applied anywhere also, but somebody should work and somebody should promote in some interested people, maybe scientists. That will be very useful. I think many scientists are doing research and nobody going to share the knowledge with Adivasi community. So they will present in the national international conference. It is not used for the Adivasi community. If you have done a lot of good research and the knowledge, you come and share with our Adivasi community. We'll correct it ourselves. If you're doing some wrong thing, you feel very bad about Adivasi community, come and share with us. We'll correct it ourselves. We also be educated. We know how to interact with the other community also. So that is my request to the research and scientific community.
Thank you, Madegowda. We'll just wait for 2 more minutes to see if there are any other questions coming in. No more questions. Is there anything else you would like to add, Dr. Madegowda?
I would like to thank the Samira and Nayan and the organizing team for giving me opportunity to share my experience. I am working the grassroots level. This is opportunity to share with our knowledge. So thank you, Samira, giving for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Gowda. It is our honor indeed. We have one question by Dulcie. Can you please give examples of how Soligas manage to avoid negative interactions with wildlife?
I think we don't have a negative interaction with the wildlife. We know each animal behavior. When we go to the forest area, before we enter the forest area, we do the namaskara to the forest. We should not be any problem in the forest when entering the forest area. When we go to the forest area, our community observe the sound of the wildlife, maybe tiger, maybe elephant, and we know the pug mark. We know the smell of the animal. We know that is the knowledge we require. Life skill education, that is we call. So when we go to the forest area, we know the smell. Through the smell, we identify which animal. Through the sound, we know which animal is making sounds. That is what we know. And also we know the pug mark of the animal, so which animal is moving here, and also we know the dung, so fresh or new. So through that also, and also we get some alarm call from the birds. Through that also, there's a good or bad. So that knowledge we have. We know we don't have any negative impact. Sometimes the elephant attacks happen once in a while. That is an accident. We can't so because of in the cities also vehicle. Any good driver also do accident. So some things happen that is in the forest area. That is a part of life. We are living together. There is a part of life. So we have to adjust with each other. That's not a problem for our community. We know how to live, how to go to the forest area, how to harvest product. All these knowledge is transferred from elder people to younger generation. And the elder people go, children will go along with the parents, and they will learn the knowledge and skill. That is a life skill education. When we how to climb tree, how to escape from the animal, that is education we require. I think we have education, traditional education.
Thank you. Shashank has a question. How do indigenous agricultural methods help convert fallow land to shelter biodiversity? What is the link between traditional agriculture and biodiversity?
I think traditionally we are doing multi-crop agriculture. We are cultivating around 10 varieties of millets, finger millets, and also we are around 4 or 5 varieties of maize, and beans variety, around 30 varieties of beans variety, and 10 varieties of bananas, and mustard, so amaranthus. All the seeds we cultivate in one piece of land, maybe half an acre land. There's a multi-crop system and also relay crop system, and we cultivate crops. So, and also wild animal come and eat our crops. And we never go to the forest department asking the compensation, because we are the part of, they are living with us. We are living with the forest, so we have to adjust with them. So the traditional agriculture system now gradually demolishing because of because wildlife population increasing and they're coming and damaging entire crops. So traditionally, because of the chisto coffee cultivation, some of the area inside the core zone, but still today we are around 30-40 settlements in the periphery of the area. We are cultivating agriculture crop. Even the Purani port is in the core zone, so we are cultivating agriculture crops. Wildlife come and eat, they go. So that's not a problem for us. So this is a part of life.
Thank you. And I think that's the last question for your session is by Shobha. Who says thank you, and she wants to ask about youth involvement in traditional practices. I think not just Radhika, but in general, all youth everywhere. She asks, how can we influence our younger generation to practice valuable traditional practices?
Yeah, I think we can share the knowledge with our community. I think in Chamarajanagar, we are doing the same thing. I think every year through those people are, our community people are going for higher education from +2 degree PhD level. We are conducting workshops every year 2 times, and we share the culture knowledge, our culture, our community related, and also we motivate them to get the higher education. So during that, I think we can involve your children and also our students.
Right, so outsiders, youth from other places can also join your
workshops. 100%. We can share the knowledge because we have knowledge. They also have knowledge. We can share and we can revision. I think recently, Chenchu community from the Srisalam Tiger, they visited BRT and 3 groups, and they see our Adivasi community rights and even some of the activities we are doing. They are inspired us. They learn many things and they want to share. So they're taking there. I think many people are coming from different states. Even Kerala also some people came. Wildlife sanctuaries. Even Tamil Nadu also some people came and visited. Even some people from Orissa also they visited and interact with us. So we are sharing the knowledge. So we are also learning from there.
Thank you very much, Dr. Madegowda. I think it's time to wrap up our session. Unless there are any pressing questions, which I don't see. And we hope that you will be able to join our other sessions if you have the time. And we ask everybody to please join the session for the student talks coming up next. So thank you very much. Namaskara.
Namaskara. Thank you.
Thank you.